2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I was living in London. My girlfriend was at university and had started to get a little bit fed up with her course. Now both of us enjoyed the kind of cosmopolitan side of London. Me in particular, I enjoyed the culture there. I enjoyed being part of the city. I enjoyed sort of playing sort of football on a Saturday, but it was just a bit too expensive. So the decision was made to sort of elope, to move abroad. When talking about places that we wanted to go, one of the first cities that came to mind was Barcelona. I was born and raised in the north of England, in Sheffield, up until about the age of 18, and then moved to Liverpool to first off study law, and then secondly I studied to be a primary school teacher, and then made a move down to London, about 2 or 3 years in London, and then made the move to Barcelona. I don't think I'd like to call myself a real supporter, but I do follow Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, I used to support them growing up, but I think real supporters who go to the matches week in, week out would probably look down the nose upon me if I said I was a Wednesday fan. Saying that though, the football club Wednesday means more to me than just sort of like watching the games week in, week out. It means the friends I grew up with, it means the school that I went to, it means the city that I'm from. It means a lot more than just the 11 lads who kick a ball about on a Saturday or Sunday. I really enjoyed learning and living a new culture. And what goes hand in hand with that is their kind of the football culture out here. Kind of everybody going to the local bar to watch the game. The fact that sort of they live and breathe football out here, I've quite enjoyed being part of that. Since I've moved to Barcelona, I think one of my favourite things that's happened since I've been here is the start-up of the Sevenaside football team that I play within. So, Team Busquets Football Club. About a year and a half ago, 2 years ago when I first moved out to Barcelona, I'd started to connect with a couple of people via like friends at work, via friends from my girlfriend Beth's work, and a couple of us, about 4 or 5 of us, enjoyed playing meet-up football, like sort of like football arranged through an app, right? But we're quite didn't enjoy the kind of inconsistency in the standard that we were playing, didn't enjoy the inconsistency in terms of the teams that we were playing with. So after sort of a couple of games and a couple of beers afterward, decided that we were going to start up our own Sevenaside football club, but with the aim of being a kind of British football club in Catalonia. So like attempting to kind of bring all our values that we picked up from playing Sunday League or Saturday League football and sort of embed them into a Sevenaside team in Barcelona. So the first thing about sort of 2 years ago, came to naming the club, and we eventually got stuck on Team Busquets, the T being the British element and then the Busquets being the Catalan element. But that was a name that we stuck with after being called for about maybe a couple of hours murder on Zidane's floor. So Team Busquets to me is kind of this thing that we created out of nothing, this football team we created out of nothing, this culture that we created out of nothing, which at the core of it is a way for like kind of English speaking lads to get together once a week in a city that sometimes can feel a little bit like you're not connected to people because you don't speak the language or you're not from that city. So a way to get together, have a couple of beers, have some exercise. It ticks off like a fair few boxes, and that's what Tea and Biscuits is to me.
We worked it out together, didn't we?
Yeah, I'd like to consider it founding members standing right here in front of you. So there's a few of us who got together, thought let's see what we can do, and with Andrew as well, and we kind of just got it together a couple of years ago now, and then recruited from there.
Tea and Biscuits was through my mates from work, Andrew and Matt Kelly, and they sort of led the charge and then got a few of the boys they knew together, and Tea and Biscuits was born.
Growing up, and as I developed into a bad footballer, my best position is right back. Like I sort of categorise myself in the like sort of marauding kind of like likes getting forward, industrious right back.
Okay. What position do you play?
Wherever they put me.
Great answer.
I play centre midfield. Fancy myself just where I play is fine.
I don't fancy myself in any position, but I play right back.
I fancy myself as a centre forward, but I play goalkeeper because I'm shit.
So, Tea and Biscuits is by nature, by nature being like an expat team with people from various backgrounds coming together. We're a team of mixed ability, right? That being said, I think like we've definitely got some players who are really, really good on our side. Most players on our side are able to like fit into a position and play a role. But the best footballer on the team will probably be between either our American Steven or Matthew Kelly.
Best player on the team is, without doubt, Andrew Simpson, number 5. He is a wonderfully gifted footballer, great mind for the game, super player.
I think that everyone has their attributes. Esty, goalkeeper, great 1v1. Ricky, the left back, gets up and down the pitch despite being 40. Wilco at centre back, really assured, comfortable on the ball, puts a tackle in. Matt and Andrew in centre midfield, work hard, good on the ball, good going back, going forward. Rory as well, he plays left back, right back, centre back, very, very versatile, works hard, puts a tackle in. And then he's got Stefan up front who bangs them in.
Can't add too much more quality all over the park. This man's forgotten himself, of course. Great in the air, superb right strike, watch out for that tonight. The right peg. Quality all over the park. What can I say?
It means watch out for that on the sidelines, like, in case it hits you in the head or something.
I think like you might get the fact that like I think most people might vote for Matt Kelly as the best footballer team because he plays like a footballer's footballing game. Like very enjoyed by everybody else because his positioning, his work rate, his tackling, and he often digs out a lot of defenders on our side out of trouble by like covering their positions and being really quick. So I don't think there's much between those two lads in terms of who's the better footballer. They're different, so it's like apples and oranges, right? But I think they're two who stand up above the rest of us, right?
So who's the joker of the team?
Stefano, aka the Riddler.
The Riddler.
Ask him later on and you'll find out why. Ask him to tell you a joke later.
Well, it depends who the butt of most jokes is. Probably Esty is on the receiving end. It's not necessarily all he's laughing with and most of them laughing at him, but you know.
Joker undoubtedly is me. No one else sees it or respects it, but I'm clearly the funniest person in the dressing room. Thank you.
The funniest moment were probably one of mine when I got catched up in the net. Several times it happened, but yeah,
Just one caught up in the net.
Yeah,
Just
one
that
or twice, but actually to keep the ball in, and once or twice it also happened as a goal. So it was funniest and also one of the greatest moments, I would say. Yeah.
Oh God, favourite Team Busquets moment. Last season, coming quite close to winning the league.
Whenever we secured promotion after that, it was a great moment.
Yeah. End of last season we got promoted, came second in the league.
Favourite Team Biscuits moment is when we almost won the league last year, and it was ripped away from us in the last moment. It was a real sort of gladiator moment. We were pierced in the side, and just the passions were flowing. It was just pure emotion. So for that reason, it was my favourite moment.